Hello. Welcome to the inaugural episode of the brand new, never before seen Film After 11 podcast. My name is Joshua Zeiber, editor of The Video File Movie and Home Theater blog. Joining me this week is my now 12-year-old son, Joseph.
Hello.
Some of our viewers, and let's be honest, probably most of our viewers, will recognize that this is essentially the same thing as our previous Film at 11 podcast, just with a slight rebranding. For the benefit of anyone who may not have seen the show before, this is the podcast where I, a grown-up film critic, force my children to watch movies with me and discuss them afterwards. Joseph,
Yeah?
I have noticed that your film education has had a curious, inadvertent lack of any Robin Williams in it for some reason. This is an oversight on my part that I intend to correct this week by playing a little game called Jumanji. Joseph, am I correct that you have not seen the original Jumanji, but you have seen one of the reboot/sequels?
Yeah, it was the one with The Rock and, Jack Black and
I
someone
think it was
else.
Welcome to the Jungle, is that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
And were you totally lost at having watched it without having seen the first one?
I mean, kinda.
You were?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's fix that then.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know that this is necessarily Robin Williams' best movie, but it is fun, and for our purposes this week, it begins with a J, which is a thing we've been doing lately. So let's play a game of Jumanji, and hopefully we won't get too bored.
No, look. Two of those pieces are yours, right? Who's the other pieces? The elephant was mine. You're playing the game I started in 1969. I'm gonna have to play.
Well, Joseph, we really rolled the dice with this one, didn't we?
Yeah.
How did it turn out? We have just watched the original 1995 Jumanji. Joseph, did you enjoy the movie?
I liked it, but it wasn't as good as, some of the other ones you showed me.
Okay. How did it compare to the other Jumanji sequel that you saw, which I think was Welcome to the Jungle? Do you remember that one very well?
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, kind of.
So how did this compare to that? Well, first off, was there much of any connection between the two movies that you remember?
I mean, they were both about Jumanji.
Yeah, the board game connection.
I mean,
was it a board?
No, it wasn't
I haven't
even a
seen
board.
that one.
It wasn't even a board game. It was a video
It was
game.
a video game in the sequel, right? So basically, it was the underlying concept was similar, but
Yeah.
there weren't any connecting characters or anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel that you liked that one better than this one, or did you like this one more?
I think I like the sequel a little better, but that might just be because it's newer, recency bias or something.
Okay, fair. So about this movie, the 1995 original, this was a fairly big hit the year that it came out, but that was quite a while ago. How do you feel that it held up as a big, because it was meant to be a big visual effects spectacle movie at the time? How did that aspect of it hold up for you?
I mean, all the animals were special effects, and I felt like you could tell that they were special effects.
Yeah, a lot of the CGI in this movie, and there's a lot of CGI in this movie, has dated. I will say, at the time, it was pretty state of the art, but even at the time, that being the case, this movie took a little criticism for that aspect of it because it uses a lot of CGI at a time when CGI wasn't quite there yet. And most of the animals are very obviously animated into the frame. I mean, I think it does the job. I've seen worse. Believe me, I
Yeah.
could show you some movies that are much worse than this. But yeah, the CGI is pretty dated, and it's a little distracting in some cases. Did you have a particular animal that stood out for or scene that stood out for you the most in that respect?
It was the monkeys and the spiders.
The monkeys. Really, I thought the spiders were okay. You didn't like those?
I don't know. They looked like balloons.
Yeah, maybe it's just the design of this.
Yeah.
The design of the spiders more so than the CGI. The monkeys were more obvious. And then we had the most famous scene in this movie that was in all the trailers was the animal stampede with the rhinos and the elephants, and that looked okay. It was, yeah, it was just okay. The guy who directed this movie had been, for most of his career, had been a special effects artist, and but old school special effects. And like I said, this was kind of cutting edge at the time, and so he really wanted to jump into this fancy new thing called CGI, but it wasn't really there. The technology just wasn't really there yet.
Don't look back!
For me, I felt that this movie took a really long time to warm up. That the beginning of the movie, there's a whole lot of setup involving the origins of the game, and they have like a prologue in 1869, and then it goes to 1969, and it just took a really long time before they actually got into the game. And then the special effect of when the kid is sucked into the game. That I think that was my moment where the CGI was the worst in the movie, unfortunately. I felt that the pacing could have been tighter. I don't know. Did you feel that way, or did that not bother you?
Uh, I mean, yeah, because once it started going, it was pretty good, but I felt like that the climbing up and then the building down wasn't great.
Mm. And it also surprised me just that and this is just because they do it in the sequel, where the sequel takes place inside the game, right? Then this one didn't really. It was more like the game comes out to them. And I was kind of expecting them to get drawn into the board game, and we didn't see any of that. Even though the main character Alan had spent decades living in there, we only see him before and then after he comes back out again.
Yeah, I feel like we should have seen Alan inside the game, but I kind of liked it coming out more than I liked them going in. I don't know. I just felt that was a better plot point to me. I don't know.
Okay. So this movie was a starring vehicle for Robin Williams, who was a really big movie star at the time. And he was mostly known for comedy, but he could do serious drama as well. He was pretty versatile. But in this particular time period, he kind of had a run of movies that were meant to be kid-friendly. And this being a big one. He also was in Hook, which was a Peter Pan movie. He was in a movie called Toys. And he did like a whole run of movies where he was like trying to get, I don't know, he was kind of typecast as the man child. He was a grown up, but he acted like a kid. And that was, really the case in this one, because he's supposed to still be a kid, but he's now grown up. I don't think this was Robin Williams' best movie. I think he's done a lot better, and we'll show you some of those movies in the future. But I think it was okay. I think it was fairly entertaining. Did you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. This movie is also a story about a kid with daddy issues. The father in the movie, I gotta say, is a real jerk at the beginning. And we don't learn until much later that we don't see until much later that he actually cares for his son, because he doesn't seem to at first. He's going to send him off to boarding school, and he was really mean to him a lot. Didn't seem to care for him all that much. And then at the end, we kind of have a heel turn where, oh, but he actually loved him the whole time. Did that aspect of the film, how did you feel about that?
I mean, we kind of learned towards the middle that he actually did care because he was searching for him, and the persons at the old shoe factory said that was what happened.
Yeah.
So
you think at that point you started to feel better about it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because up until they mentioned that the guy had spent, his whole life looking for his kid, he really just didn't seem to care for his kid very much until then. And I hope you caught the fact that the big game hunter was the same actor as the father.
Mm.
Is that a maybe?
The big who?
The hunter. That was his father.
Oh.
You miserable coward! Come back and face me like a man! Not good enough, Sonny Jim. Coming ready or not.
Okay, so you didn't catch that. Yeah.
I mean, they looked different.
Well, he had some, a beard and some makeup,
Yeah.
but yes, because in the game, the thing that Alan was most afraid of when he was a kid was his father, and so in the game visualized that by making the father into the hunter. But yes, it was the same actor. Some of the tone of this movie was almost a little scary at times.
Yeah.
Especially with the spider scene
Yeah.
and some of the other things that come out to get them. This movie plays a little bit with being a horror movie. Did you find that worked for you, or did you not like those parts?
I think it worked for this movie. Because, I mean, it's a scary game.
Okay.
That's, kind of the whole point.
Okay. Other than the visual effects, did you have a least favorite aspect of the movie? Well, I'll ask you first. Did you have a favorite part of the movie?
I liked the middle parts where they were playing the game.
Was there a section of the game, a particular, something that was attacking them that you liked?
The flood.
The flood part, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so again, we'll come back to it. Was there something you didn't like in the movie, other than some of the dated special effects?
I mean, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good that there wasn't something that stood out for you as being awful that you
Well,
really
it
hated.
was mostly the ending.
Okay, most of the ending. All right. I mean, for me, I was a little annoyed that there was so much screaming in the movie. Just
Yes.
everybody's screaming. The kids are screaming. The adults are screaming.
What's that? What is it? Nothing! You don't go wow for nothing! Wow!
Everybody.
Yeah, and at one point they started screaming for no reason.
Yes, there's a lot of screaming.
They
in this
started
movie.
screaming because Peter closed the door.
Right, and yeah, I get enough screaming at home from you and your brother. I don't need any more screaming in a movie. All right, Joseph. So when we come down to it, and you're going to rank this movie on our podcast rating scale of a W to an L, where does this fall for you?
I'd say a W.
Okay. Okay, good. So you liked it, but as you said earlier, it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily your favorite movie that we've watched for this podcast, but it was still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that. All right. As we round out our podcast episode today, if you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And for a grown-up take on movies, visit videofileblog.com. Joseph, to close out this podcast, I think we should do it the same way they close out the game, which is to say, Jumanji! Hello, and welcome to the inaugural episode of the never-before-seen film... No, that's not how I started it last time. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
Shoot,
is.
I blew it. All right, let's try it.
Wow. So not nice.
I'm new to this. It's our first episode.
Not really.